basically all the validation controls are derived from a single class. Okay, it is a parent. These classes, these controls, validation controls are child controls present in base validator. Okay, base validator is a control. It is the parent of all the validation controls. Validation controls inherited from base validator control are these: require field validator, range validator, compare validator, regular expression validator, custom validator. These are the 5 different types of validators, I can say validation controls, which allows me to validate the user input on different controls. Okay, so the properties of base validator are these properties: control to validate, error message, text display, set focus on error, tooltip, enables command script, validation group, which means these are the properties of base validator, and these properties we can use in these validation controls. Okay, base validator properties we can use here also, or for all these validation controls. Let us do these things with an example. Okay, so I am going to take a new folder in my project, validation controls. In this validation controls, I'll just add a new web form, default.aspx. This is my default.aspx page. Now I'll take the help of table. I'll insert a table. Go to table menu, insert table. I want some rows and columns, say 8 rows and 3 columns. Okay, the border size is this, like that. So here I'll say something like enter username. Okay, in the next table, in the next column of table, I'll take a text box control. Now I'll assume that here a button control is there, submit. Executing the page, save the changes. So right now if I click on submit button, anyways it is going to submit the page on the web server. I don't want this. Okay, user must compulsory provide the username. If it is blank, I'll mention the error message. So for that purpose, I'll make use of a control from the toolbox. All the validation controls are placed in validation tab. Okay, validation tab, expand it, you can see all those validators here. So I'll make use of the first validator control, require field validator. Okay, the properties of require field validator, I'll just go to the properties, and the properties for this control, what are the properties we need to set is nothing but, say this text box name is, ID of the text box is txt name, this button ID is btn submit. Okay, now the validator, require field validator, the control itself is specifying that this field is compulsory required. So we need to set some properties only. We don't need to write any code. Okay, just we need to set some properties of this require field validator. What are the properties we need to set? Is nothing but go to the properties. The first property is control to validate. To which control you are validating? Provide the ID, the control ID. So from here select the control name, txt name. As we have only the user input, only one text box, select it. Next, what is the error message you want to display? Something, please provide username. Okay, and the forecolor obviously I'll tell red because errors are displayed in red. Text required. So only I set control to validate property, text, forecolor and error message. Let us see what is happening here. Executing the page now. So it says required. So here you can imagine, here you can see, you can observe the form is not submitted to the server. So we are validating the user input at user side only, at client side only. So this is nothing but the validator which we have used is a client side validator. Okay, it executes some JavaScript code at client side. Okay, when you enter some data over here and when you try to submit, it will submit the page. Okay, that was the first example. One more field I'll take, say here it's first name, I'll take here last name. Text box. Okay, I think we should go for something like full name only. Don't want last name and all those things. Submit error, try to provide some data and try to submit, the form will be submitted. Okay, and one more thing, some properties, optional properties we can set, like here it says set focus on error. Okay, the control will be focused when it has got an error. This control will be focused. I'll say true. Okay, so automatically the cursor will be placed in the text box. Submit. See that the cursor is placed in the text box. Close. One more control I'll make use here, say validation summary, again from the validation tab. This validation summary allows us to display the validation error messages. Okay, all the error messages we can display over here in this control. I'll take it last here. Modify, right click, modify, merge cells, paste. Fine. So let us set some properties of this error message for color. Red. Nothing much. Right now for a while that is the case. I am executing the page.
Is this a table?
Yeah, that is a table with some rows and columns. 8 rows and 3 columns are there. Okay, for designing of for alignments of the controls we have to use tables. Okay, so submit. You can see here it says required, and here the error message what we have provided. Please provide username something. Okay, the error message is not correct, so let us change it. Please provide full name. For color red, text is required. Now next field. I'll take the help of drop down list. Say something like state. I'll take the drop down list control here. How to validate the drop down list we'll see here. Edit items. Select. Something. Okay, 2 values have been given, total 3. Now I want to validate this state also. I'll take the help of again one more control, require field validator. Okay, this field is required, compulsory we need to select. So let us drag and drop require field validator, go to properties, set control to validate, to which control we are validating. It's a drop down list 1 right now. For color for that is red. Error message, select state. Please select state. Okay, text required. Optional properties, set focus on error and all those things. Let us see. So how we have worked with full name, the first require field validator, the same properties I have set to this second validator. Let us execute the page. Okay, so I'll enter something here. I'll not select any item here from state, and I'll say submit. You can imagine, you can observe here the form is submitting to the server. Okay, the form is submitted to the server, though state is not selected, so it is not validating. The require field validator what we have selected is not validating the drop